Hi guys, and welcome to Modding Fallout 3 Part 7. Now in this video I'm going to focus on making the characters, the people of the DC Wasteland look a little better. And by better I don't necessarily mean look prettier, look more beautiful, but look a little bit more realistic and a little bit more lore friendly. And we're going to be doing that by installing two mods. The first mod is probably the biggest change, and it's called Fallout 3 Redesigned. Now this used to be called Project Beauty High Definition, but the name was a little confusing as people did assume it was going to make the NPCs more beautiful, and it doesn't. This mod basically sets out to fix a lot of visual glitches. I mean, Fallout 3 and a lot of the Bethesda games actually have this issue where the faces seem to be almost randomly generated, and eyes might be slightly too wide, or the skin tone under the eyes doesn't match the skin tone under the chin, and so on. Lots of little things that just make the faces look a little odd. If you've played the game before, you know what I'm talking about. And this mod attempts to fix that, make people look a little bit more realistic. Sometimes it makes them look more like you would imagine they would sound when you look at their faces or when you know their story. So, you know, if it's an old person's voice, their face should look like an old person. It's just little things like that. It's also replaced the faces with high definition textures, and that is a massive improvement over the vanilla game. This mod is quite involved though. Installing this mod is going to take a little effort. It conflicts with quite a few things, so we're going to be having quite a few compatibility patches. And the second mod that we're going to install is Fallout 3 Reanimated. And basically, if you've played Fallout 3, you probably already know the animations are not brilliant. When you hold the weapons, it looks very unnatural, it looks a little goofy. And this mod basically changes a lot of the animations so you look a little bit more natural. The weapons held, well, in either way that looks more natural or at least a little less goofy. So we're going to be installing that mod as well. Now I'm actually going to start by installing the animation mod first because it's very simple. So you go along to Fallout 3 Reanimated's page, go to the file section and download with Manager on the main file. And do the same for Idle Revisions Fixed. This is a small fix, so you'll need both of those. And these are fairly small files compared to some, few seconds, and you'll have them. And then once it has installed, just find, first of all, the release 022 and activate. Then click the Fallout 3 Reanimated Idle Revisions Fixed, and again, this is the select no. You want to install this anyway, you don't want to update. So no, and then it'll ask, do you wish to overwrite? And the answer is yes to all. And that's it. That mod is now actually installed and you have the better animations. Okay, now we're going to install Fallout 3 Redesigned, and for that we're going to need to go along to the Fallout 3 Redesigned page, go to the file section and download the main file. Now, download manually. Don't download with the Manager. We've got a little work to do, so download manually. Then go along to the Fallout Interoperability program page and go along to the file section there and find the file FOIP, Project Beauty and FWE. Now that file can actually be downloaded with the Manager. So click Download with Manager to start the Nexus Mod Manager downloading that file. And once that's finished downloading, you're going to have the Fallout Interoperability, Project Beauty and FWE in your Nexus Mod Manager, but you don't yet have the actual main file as a faux mod file yet. So we've got a little work to do. So we're going to right click on this file and extract it to the folder it suggests. That will take a little while, it's got quite a few textures. And when it finishes, you can delete the archive itself. Now, if I go into this folder, I will find yet another folder, Fallout 3 Redesigned. Go in there, and basically I need to choose a version. So what I'm going to do is go in there and pick the HD version. I'm going to go into there, and then I'm going to select everything. The data folder, and the ESPs. I'm not actually going to select the text file. It's not really that needed. It's basically there to tell you, make sure you get archive invalidation. That is very important for this. But once I've got those selected, if you don't know how I did that, if you are fairly new to computing, basically I click on data, then I press the control key and I keep clicking these. And that will select all of those. And I then right click and copy. I'm then going to go back up into the main folder, the Fallout 3 Redesigned Fixed version, and I'm going to paste it here. And then afterwards, I'm going to delete, I'm going to press the delete key now, delete the rest of the files. So all that is left in this Fallout 3 Redesigned Fixed version is the data folder and these ESPs. I'm then going to select all these ESPs and move them into the data folder. There you go. I know that's a little strange, but this mod comes packaged a little bit strange itself. So now I've got a faux mod structure that Nexus Mod Manager can understand. Now that we've put the files in this order, Nexus Mod Manager can understand this. It's got all the high definition meshes and textures and these ESPs and ESMs. I can then close this, right click on it and add to Fallout 3 Redesigned Fixed version, all those numbers, etc. RAR. And now that will take a little while because it is going to compress the files, and there are a lot of them. And once it's finished with that file, you can delete that folder, go back to Nexus Mod Manager, go to the Add Mod from File, and choose the Fallout 3 Redesigned Fixed RAR that you just made. And there it is. And now simply to install, I just go along to the Fallout 3 Redesigned faux mod and activate. And again, it's not that long to install, but a few seconds. I then go to the interoperability program file for Project Beauty and FWE, and I activate those. No, this is, again, we've seen this quite a few times now, but then yes to all when asked to overwrite. And that's it. It's actually now copied all the files across. Okay, let's have a quick look at our load order. And I've opened up the FOIP page, which has the recommended load order. And the first file of interest is the projectbeauty.esm, which must come before the FO3 Wanderers Edition main file. So if I find that it is Project Beauty, I'm going to move that to above the FO3 Wanderers Edition. Now, the next two files I notice on this list are the Project Beauty Broken Steel ESP and the Project Beauty Point Lookout. So I find them, they're down at the bottom, select them both and move them just below Dharnified and above the other Fallout 3 Wanderers Edition files here. Then lastly, it's the compatibility patches for Mart's Mutant Mod, and they are to come. There we go. They come. If I take Project Beauty and place it. Oh no, sorry, excuse me, my bad. The Fallout Wanderers Edition Project Beauty is next. This goes below the optional files. There we go. And as does the Followers Enhanced. Now you only need the Followers Enhanced selected if you are using the Followers Enhanced Broken Steel FO3 Wanderers Edition. Right, and then finally, one last thing to note, Mart's Mutant Mod. Now if you remember when we installed Mart's Mutant Mod, we also had one file we didn't select, which was the Mart's Mutant Mod FWE Master Release Plus Project Beauty. I'm assuming that file is the equivalent of this one, which is Mart's Mutant Mod Project Beauty plus fwe.esp. Now, I did not find that file in the download. I found this one. So I'm assuming it's just one that's renamed. But it seems reasonable, so I'm going to select that and make sure it's in that position. And there you go. There is my load order. Project Beauty installed. Anyway guys, that is actually it. You now have Project Beauty installed and the Fallout Reanimated mod installed. So the people you meet are now going to look a little better, a little bit more realistic hopefully, and their animations will be a little less dorky. So I hope that helped, I hope it improves your game, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, remember, click that like button. I always appreciate that. And I look forward to seeing you for the next part of this series. And until then, as always, have fun.
And that one is you.